We're taking the 2150 for a cruise, so I'm here at my shop. There's actually a piece of property on the other side of UPS that we own. I think Dad bought it like 15 or 18 years ago. We're going to actually build a new shop there. But after everything the city wanted us to do, we're going to have like $225,000 in like a 60 by 80 shop building, because you got to have like asphalt up to the front and brick on the, I don't know, 2/3 of the face. I mean, they make it like a new commercial building's got to have all these stipulations, but it was basically like people don't come to our facility, but they're still wanting like a handicap accessible bathroom, and so it just kind of turned into a real mess over here. We had a company come in and redo some work in that road, and they gave us some money to let them dump all their junk there. It turned into kind of a dumping site. So I better make sure I don't take out the power line. I think it's going to be one of those. We'll probably just end up selling it at some point, because I doubt we're ever going to build anything. If there was a building on there, it'd be grandfathered in, but now they've changed the building code so much that yeah, you got to do all this stuff, even though that like people wouldn't, they don't ever come to, even when we landscape, they didn't come to the office to look at stuff. And actually, where all this grass is in the front, we actually built a pad to put the building on. And around Christmas time, UPS fills this little section up full of trailers and such. So, but I don't even know. Yeah, I think the whole reason I'm coming over here this morning is we're gonna load some fill in my truck and Dad's truck, and take it over to the driveway job and kind of fill some of that in, where it's real low. But I'm gonna rake through here and see. I don't want a bunch of junk that's got trash and big rocks and concrete and all that, so I don't even remember. I know we've dumped some piles here. It's actually pretty decent stuff. It kind of turned into one of those, like, you're hauling stuff off from another job and in a hurry, or it's later on a Friday evening, so you just stop by the property and dump a load out, and the next thing you know, you've dumped 50 loads of stuff out. Yeah, I think some of this will work. I just need about 8 loads, maybe 8 or 9. Planning on trying to just clean this whole lot off, because we own them quite a ways back, and then it goes to just some residential houses and stuff. But the problem was, before we just had all this stuff here, like with my little single axle truck was the only one we had, and it's not really good for like structural stuff. It was going to take forever in that little single axle, so now me and Dad both have dump trucks. We may start either on the weekends or over the winter time, just take a day here and there and try to just run the 2 trucks. He can load himself with this, and then when I get back I can load myself. So this stuff will work. It's got a little bit of creek rock and junk in it, but I just don't want to bury stuff that's got trash or concrete or just a lot of big rocks and junk. he's got all his parts ordered, but he hasn't ever taken the time to put his new tarp on yet. She kind of cracks me up because I'm like, you kind of need to get that. You're supposed to put your tarp down on this stuff, but he's from that generation that's like, it'll be fine. Okay. Dusty. And the good news is we're only going, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 miles from our shop. That is the fortunate part. Fortunate, whatever. The good part about I have been lucky or fortunate that most of my work is right in town, so it's like, you know, you always hear Chris talking about, you know, I'm 2 hours or an hour and a half from the shop and stuff. We're like usually 10 minutes, so that's pretty good. Pack the best anyway. It'll drain because it's got a lot of creek rock in it. I think I'll let him take that, and then I'm gonna go dig on another pile while he's gone. And oops. Definitely loving the 2150. So this is, because before I'd have to have either his backhoe or one of my machines over here, and it'd take longer to load. I got both of my other machines at this job, so I can spread this stuff out. Now I got this one to load, so this is handy. We could use this junk. I'm just going to make sure we leave it at least 6 inches low, where I can get some good topsoil and put over the top of it. And then everything we dirt over at this property is all going to get sod. But I still like to have a nice layer of dirt. I'm just not a big fan of just dumping crap in people's yard and then loads hauled over there. That big pile is just my trash pile. It's just got literally trash and boards and wood and chunks of concrete and a couple trees. So that's gonna get thrown in a hole. And then I started just kind of digging up the pad that we had here. So that's kind of where I stopped. And then a little bit of that's all right. And then there's some more just trash up at that end. And over there where some of that riprap's at. But and this stuff is just, it's just rock and powder. So it's gonna be a pain. I mean, it won't be hard to work over there, but I meant to put some water on it, but it's just gonna, it won't pack in or do anything, but it's a little dry, which is crazy as it is to say that with all the rain we had earlier in the year, but it does kind of clean it up a little bit. Now we'll just, I don't know, we'll pick a Saturday, and we got a spot here in town we can just, they're trying to fill in some huge ravine, so they'll take anything, so we'll just load it up and haul that over there. But a few more jobs like this, we can get all this kind of cleaned up in the front, and then it'll be back to easier to mow and maintain it. And then I don't know, we'll just kind of as we go, we'll start on that down there. But I'm gonna track back across the street, get in the Pete, and head over to the job. This is about as far as the bocce ball, I don't know if you call it a quartz or what you call it, got. But got the clean rock all leveled up. They ran the plate compactor over it, then we put about 2 to 3 inches of like playground sand or masonry sand on here. Because I actually think they're gonna get some, I think it's AstroTurf or maybe like some indoor-outdoor carpet stuff. But now it's not even gonna make it here for like 3 weeks, but they wanna lay that down. He's gonna work on leveling the sand. I did the best I could with the loader, then I'd get here and the back would fall off, and I left it, and we had a little more sand probably than what we need, but he said he could screed it around and get it all leveled up, and they're gonna put that AstroTurf stuff down and then lay the 1 row of retaining wall blocks on that to kind of help hold it down. They'll face in, and then when we get the good dirt or topsoil, we'll just backfill up to it, and then the caps will stick up 2 or 3 inches above the grass and the dirt and such. So that's kind of the border of that thing. And I got to build it up quite a bit out here, but this is where I was just dragging everything out. So that's probably going to stay like that for a couple of weeks, I guess. Got my 8 loads of fill, or I don't know, junk dirt. There's all my big rocks. I popped out of there, but that you kind of tell. Maybe if I, some of this stuff doesn't pick up very well on camera, but if you kind of look over there now and can tell, I mean, instead of having that big hole where it just dropped off, that filled quite a bit of it in. But that's about as much of that crap as I want to use, because it was just, you felt every rock you ran over because it was just powder. So, but the other place we were going to get fill from, all he had was like big rocks and like clay that was going to set up like concrete. So that'll work good enough. I didn't put any of it up there. We'll probably, I don't know, we'll probably bring 25 loads of good topsoil in when we get everything all said and done. They still got a valve or something to put in right there. So that was kind of the biggest thing. If you saw me on some of these little pipes are all sprinkler heads. So we leave the swing pipes up high. I do all my dirt work, prep it and finish it. That way I don't rip a head out of the ground. And then when it's all done, you just come back and dig those up. But then like that bucket's gonna be a new valve box. That green lid is some clean outs for the positive drain that I've got to actually raise up. He still has the trench from that green box to that green pipe right there. This water spigot's going to disappear, and there's actually 2 water meters in that grass, and we're going to dig around them. I'm going to get another vault and raise that up. And then these little concrete pads that we poured the other day, these are going to be the corner post on the fence, and they're going to be brick or stone, I think, to match the house. So they'll put like concrete blocks. They're going to be 5 feet tall, and then they'll stone or brick on the outside, and that's at each corner. And then I think it's a wrought iron railing fence that's going in, so then Dad'll come in and set posts in between. But this guy is like 2.5 weeks out, so we got those ready. It's kind of the hurry up and wait like everything else. So he's gonna have I don't know, 5 or 6 pallets of blocks and all his stuff and his mortar mix and everything like that. So I'm not gonna bring any of the good topsoil in yet. I may haul it in and just dump it, but I'm not gonna spread it out right here where the fence is gonna go. I'm actually supposed to start that commercial job on Wednesday, so I'll go over there. Dad'll stay here and kind of finish up his sprinkler and his touching up. I'll go over there and start rough grading and getting that cut down. And then by the time I'm done with that, he'll be done here. He'll go over there and start trenching and putting his irrigation in. I'll come back over here and do all the finish grading and the dirt and getting it ready for sod. And then by the time I'm done with that, I'll go back over there on the commercial deal, backfill and clean that one up and get the dirt in there. So yeah, we'll see how well that actually works. It sounds really good in theory, but there's also no rain in sight, so that's supposed to be hot, but it's supposed to be dry. So we'll take that. But we're gonna load the 260 up and call it a night.